want. And I think what's happening between the U.S. government and the Israeli government only corroborates that. Rhiannon?
Jafar, as ever, thank you very much. Jafar Hasnain speaking to us live there from Washington. Well, let's stay in the US and bring in Nizar Farsak, who joins us also live from Washington. He's a lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University. First of all, thank you very much for your time, Nizar. As we were hearing there from Jafar, there appears to be somewhat of a contradiction going on here, in particular with the US vowing consequences for what Iran has done this evening, but seeing the need, or emphasizing yet again, the need for de-escalation. Like I say, it seems like somewhat of a contradiction.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that the U.S. administration speaks from both sides of its mouth. I think it's more about dividing roles. So the U.S., of course, wants Israel to be victorious. The Iranian attack is quite big, so of course they're going to let Israel retaliate. But of course they do not want them to retaliate to a point that it involves the U.S. too much. And therefore it uses, let's say, escalatory language with Iran to try to help Israel feel that there is support. But I do think also that the U.S. does want Iran to be deterred and will let Israel do something and then maybe try to rein it in.
And Nizar, we've been hearing from, well, we understand that US Vice President Kamala Harris has also been speaking. Joe Biden spoke earlier too. On the sidelines, meanwhile, there's a vice presidential debate going on later. Will the situation in Israel, in Lebanon, what's happened with Iran, will that come up in the debate? And what's the stance of both candidates on these latest developments?
Most likely, I mean, I would be hard-pressed to see them not address it. Of course, both candidates or both vice president candidates are going to compete with who is more supportive of Israel. But I think the angle that J.D. Vance is going to take is that all of this escalation is because of bad American leadership under Biden. And had it been Trump, the war wouldn't have started to begin with. I think that's the angle that they're going to take.
And one last thing, Nizar, do you get a sense, as some are saying, that it was always part of Israel's objective here to goad Iran into a war and even possibly the US?
For sure, yes. I mean, I agree with Hassan. It's an opportunity for Israel to hit Iran. And Israel doesn't know when it will have so much firepower at its disposal, and the backdrop of October 7th attacks as an existential threat that needs to be addressed. The whole Israeli community or society is rallying behind the flag, so it's a very opportune time for them to attack Iran. But to do that, they need the U.S.
And what do you think is going to be the next move from Washington here?
I think Washington is going to allow or help Israel attack key nuclear facilities in Iran, and then deploy more military assets to intercept and stop any incoming retaliatory rockets and drones from Iran.
Nizar, we really appreciate your assessment of what's going on. Nizar Farsak speaking to us live there from Washington, D.C.